Hi, my name is Anthony, and I'm one of the studio librarians at the Sachem Library. I'm here today to go over a very quick aquaponics experiment that I did using an old fish tank and a 3D printer and some other parts I had laying around. Okay, so as far as equipment I'm using here, the aquarium is an actual old glass cube aquarium. I believe it's 1.5 gallons. As far as filtration, I'm using a tiny little air pump powered filter, just to very basic filtration and keep the water circulating a little bit to help out the plants. For a heater, I happen to have an old little aquarium heater in there. I plan on putting a beta in here, or already do have a beta in here, so I wanted to keep the tank at a steady temperature. Now, as far as lighting, this is going to be a little different. So I had this old desk lamp that I'm using for this. So in this case, I took out the regular bulb that it comes with and I added a tiny little LED grow bulb. These are really inexpensive and they put out a lot of light and they draw almost no power. So as far as what's inside the tank, I just used some simple aquarium black sand. I just happen to like the look of it. I put some live aquatic plants in there that I borrowed from another tank. And I even borrowed some moss in the back. Now I put the live plants in there because they're going to benefit from the light up top. They give the fish a place to hide, and they're also going to kind of help filter my water too. Okay, so as far as the aquaponics setup for the experiment, I'm using these 3 white trays that are holding these net cups. Now these 3 trays I 3D printed at home, but you don't have to have a 3D printer to be able to make little trays like this. I've seen a lot of examples of it where people use foam rafts and they use easily sourceable net cups that many plant centers and nurseries have. So now that we talked about the aquaponics setup on top of the aquarium, I'm going to borrow one of these little net cups to kind of give you a closer look. So like I said, these net cups here, they're 3D printed, but you can get them very easily at nursery supply places and things like that. Now, a plant needs a growing media, and all I really had on hand was the aquarium gravel that I actually filled this net cup up with. It's a bunch of different things you could use, but this is what I had, so I went with it. Once I had this all set up, I just moved some of the rocks to the side, and I just put a couple of different seeds in each cup. So I believe one cup I have lettuce, another cup I have basil, and I believe this cup right here, I threw a little tomato in here. Tomato might be a little big for this setup once it starts to grow, so I may have to move that and see how that goes, transplanting it from an aquatic setup to the soil, but that's another experiment we can do along the way. Now that we've talked about the net cups and the plants, we'll talk about the little tray on top of the aquarium that holds it at the right height and hold it nice and secure. So these little trays, I actually 3D printed these because I didn't have any foam to make any floating rafts or anything like that. This 3D printed part was actually designed in Tinkercad. That's a free online 3D design software that we highly recommend at the studio. So all this was designed to do was to pop on the edge of my aquarium, so I get it on and off very easily. So it pops on the edges, slides right over, and then when I'm ready, I just drop the net cup slowly back inside. Okay, so here's the star of the show, Midnight. We wanted a little beta aquarium, so that's where this project came from. And now Midnight does the important job of providing fertilizer for the plants. So as he eats and creates waste that goes into the water, and the aquatic plants and the plants, which you can actually see the roots coming down into the water, use that for nutrients. Thank you for following along with this aquaponics experiment. I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned. I'm going to put some photos of the growth progress in a couple of slides after the video. Again, thanks all for watching. Have a good one and stay safe. Bye-bye.